Now, as Ryan, Trenton, and Sean grab your attention towards the world of sports, food, and entertainment, and away from the things that are probably more important, we apologize for nothing and anything that may be spoken, learned, or forgotten today. This is the Real Tree Shaker Show.
Hello, and welcome to the Real Tree Shaker Show. I'm Ryan. He gone.
What is abnormal, Trenton? But I'm Sean, and welcome everyone to the RTS show. T is back. Trenton Dini is back.
Yes.
Gentlemen, what a crazy weekend we just went through. Some shocking games, some outcomes that we didn't anticipate, but before we get started, there's one question I have to ask to both of you guys.
How about them Cowboys?
That is right. Biggest
How about 'em?
shock of the weekend?
No.
Same old Cowboys.
Ain't no shock.
Same
There was no
old.
shock to any of that. The shock would have been if they advanced in the no.
Well, you were the only one who did pick the Packers, which all three of us, by the way, went 4-2 in our first playoff bracket picks.
Not bad.
No, not at all.
Not bad at all.
Yep. Well, I mean, it could have swayed either way. The Rams had a good choice, but let's go back to the Cowboys, as it's just been announced that the Cowboys will keep McCarthy for the 2024 season.
Oh, really?
So,
Yes.
yes, just
They are.
came down a few minutes ago. So that's good. That's one less team in the NFC East that Harbaugh could potentially go to. But Brian, you're the resident Cowboy homer. What are your initial thoughts? Did Dallas lose this? Green Bay win it? Dallas not prepared? Green Bay just a better team, better coach team? What do you think?
Dallas lost it, man. They choked, man. They were not prepared. Their defense, they weren't. Where was this defense that was, top 5 all season? Where was it? Where were they at? The Packers were wide open. I mean, Gilmore looked every bit of his 31 or 32 years of age. Looked every bit of it. They couldn't cover anybody. They couldn't tackle anybody. Aaron Jones ran all over them. I mean, I'm not saying the Packers didn't go out there and kick some ass, but the Cowboys just looked terrible. It was almost like they were paid to lose. It felt like that because of how terrible they looked. So, outcoached for sure. No doubt about that. But that's McCarthy. He gets outcoached quite a bit. So, surprised they kept him too. But we'll see, man. Packers are hot. Loves playing out of his mind right now. Aaron Jones is a force, of course. And we'll see, man. I don't know. They got a challenge up ahead. So, but Cowboys choked.
I mean, they definitely underperformed. You know what I mean? Without being a hater or anything like that. Not trying to do that. But I did hear. I don't know if it was like the day before or the day of. And it had to be the day before because I was at work. I heard that like the familiarity, I guess, with the Packers and the Cowboys and some of the schemes and things like that gave the Packers a lot of confidence. And I guess like LaFleur and company kind of knew how to maybe attack the defense. So I don't know if that was part of it, but I thought that was kind of an interesting statement before all that happened. And I don't know. Like the Packers went in there with a whole lot of. I mean, they played with house money, right? And because they have nothing to lose, they're not even supposed to be there.
Sure.
And I mean, they went in there and they look like a Super Bowl team, and that's crazy. When everyone thought that the Cowboys and company were supposed to be the ones like every year, and but I don't know that defense. I think the defense has been suspect over the last few weeks prior to that. Excuse me, guys. And the Packers have been rolling. So I thought that's why I picked the Packers, because I thought it was one of those things where the Cowboys should win that game, much like every year in a certain sense. But the eye test, man, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the Packers can go and do that to the Niners, but if you look at their stats and numbers and stuff like that heading out, I mean they take care of Dallas usually, and they take care of the Niners both on the road. So that's kind of one of those, like, well, maybe, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't. The Cowboys just underperformed once again. I'm really shocked that McCarthy's still there. I don't really think that he should be canned based on, like, oh, you didn't go to the Super Bowl. I don't think that, but like, it sucks because that's the level of the bar that's set for them, and so I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be, if they don't. I feel like it's gonna be the same thing next year, honestly. So sorry, Cowboy fans. At least
Yeah,
at least you're not in the gutter.
all for you, buddy.
All for you.
No, I thought Dak just looked nervous the whole game. Like, all of a sudden you can't connect with CeeDee Lamb. Like, dude had over 130 catches during the season, and then all of a sudden you can't find him, and then I just didn't get it. I heard that Dallas during the regular season blitzed 42% of the time, and during the game they only blitzed like 24% of the time. So they completely changed what they were doing, and every time it was just that little rollout and that throwback that Love did. And I mean, guy's been on fire. 21 touchdowns his last 9 games.
Yeah.
I just don't get it with Dallas, man. They got a lot of good players, and a lot of them you're going to have to pay. Like me and Ryan were talking, in a couple of years, you're going to be paying Dak, CeeDee Lamb, and Micah Parsons basically $100 million between those 3. Then what are you going to do?
If not more.
Yeah.
If not more.
Yeah.
Probably more than that.
Jerry loves Dak. I don't get it. I mean, he's good. He's not as good as he should be, especially with this team.
I think he's really good. He's just like it's moments, right? And most of those moments are like
same with Romo.
Yeah, exactly. It was good like those
point.
big time, like I guess like key moments. Like, yes, sometimes they get it done, and then the playoffs or something like that show up, and then this happens. But I don't believe this was all on Dak. I mean, that defense gave up 48 points. You can't
for sure.
Yeah.
But Dallas showed you they're just not built to play from behind. So when Green Bay went down and punched that first drive down their throat, that was it. You could feel that stadium just tighten up a little bit, and you could just tell that first possession that Dak was, all right, I got to do this. I mean, Dak's now 2-6 in the playoffs. This is America's team. I don't know why, but Jerry Jones says this is the most painful loss since he's become the owner. And
oh yeah,
I mean, I thought once I heard that comment, I thought, oh yeah, McCarthy's done for sure. But I don't know. But let's not sell the Packers short. Love on fire, absolutely amazing. What was that?
Pretty good young team.
Let me pull.
16 of 21 for 3 touchdowns, 272.
All right,
I do take that back though. The defense didn't give up 48 because there was 2 pick sixes or just the one?
Just 1 pick 6. The other one got called back.
Yeah, I was at work, so I didn't see all of it. So
yeah, the first one, right, from Alexander got called down, but
Jair.
So since the Packers, before the Packers bye week, Love was 56% completion percentage, 8 touchdowns, 6 picks, and a 77 passer rating. Since the bye, including this playoff game, completion percentage up to 68, 27 touchdowns and only 5 picks and a 106 passer rating. Unbelievable how this kid has just flipped the script, turned the page, whatever you want to say it, in the season. Not like usually it's start one year and it's kind of like you slowly get better, but this guy just, I don't know.
Yeah. Better than Rodgers ever was, according to Colin Cowherd.
Yeah. Yeah, the numbers and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not taking bait on that one.
I know.
All right. Well, let's go. All right. So, let's go to the game before the.
What in the world was that? Was that a wrestling thing? What was that?
Hey, you guys!
That's what that was? Sound like him shouting down a school hallway. Like, goodness.
That was Ryan.
It was recorded and
that was Ryan holding the mic next to his mouth.
Oh. Wow. Some reverb up on that thing, man. Oof.
Oh man.
Wow. You sure you guys didn't fall off your bed trying to mess with your smoke detector?
I'm not okay.
No. Oh wow.
This is where we need to go to commercial.
Okay.
Okay.
Now I expect to hear that, so it won't throw me off. But was completely concerned of what that was.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. That was cool. Okay. So the previous game, Rams and Lions. I thought this game was fantastic from start to finish. Lions got off that great fast start, 3 touchdowns, 3 possessions. They looked on point. The Rams slowly just kind of creeped back in, and in the second half, the Rams D was great and shut down the Lions.
Yes.
But with that, you got to score touchdowns, and the difference in the game was the 3 red zone field goals as opposed to the 3 red zone touchdowns that the Lions got. Guys,
right.
Good game. Goff got his revenge, or were the Lions just slightly better that day?
I was at work, so I didn't get to see a lot of this, but just seeing the highlights, I think them being at home, they just executed a little bit better, like you just said, with they had the home advantage. I think that was possibly why they were able to get in the touchdown or get in the end zone a little bit more than, say, the Rams. And yes, you were right. Those red zone areas are just settling for field goals. Definitely cost the Rams. And good on the Lions defense for stepping up too, because that Rams team was pretty hot coming in. I mean, they had some big plays too in the game, but I'm happy the Lions won, even though I picked the Rams, just thinking that was just kind of how it was going to go. But I really am happy the Lions won, though. Good for them.
Yeah. Credit to the Lions for winning it. They did get a fortunate non-call on pass interference on Puka, which I mean, it ultimately may have cost the Rams a game. But it kind of sucks. They've been hosed a couple times in the playoffs with calls like that. So I feel bad for them, but it happens. I mean, there were a few missed calls on both sides of the ball. So for both teams, but yeah, man, Lions just, they came out rocking, and I thought it was going to be a back and forth. And then I thought, man, Lions are just going to blow them out. And then, man, Rams stepped up in the second half, couldn't do anything. And man, just fell short, man. But, credit to the Lions, man. They hung on, and won their first playoff game in 30 years, and it was really cool to see that city come together,
It really
man,
was
for them. So
and hats off to the
nice.
Rams too, because no one had them in there to start the season or anything like that
for sure.
And that just shows.
For sure.
I think that shows a lot of the talent of McVay and the company. You know what I mean? Just being able to find these players and then be able to work with them and well coached team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love watching Matthew Stafford throw the football. It's so awesome. It's such a beautiful, beautiful, and man, he took some big hits in that game. But Puka was unbelievable. Yeah. Where was Cooper Kupp, man?
Yeah,
I think if Kupp gets involved a little more, like
they might have won.
They would have. Yeah, I mean, Kyron had a decent game, but the Rams super talent or Lions and Rams. I was happy with this game. Either one team could have won it. I would have been okay with it. But let's slide to Ryan. Let's just go for Monday night. How about them Bucks taking down the defending NFC champs? 32-9.
Nice.
Who would have thought that? Yep. If Cade Otton could have caught a couple more passes, this game could have been 21-0 easily in the first quarter.
Yeah. They kept it close, got me sweating a little bit, but man, I'll tell you one thing. We talk about who wins, who loses a game. I give credit to my Bucks, but man, the Eagles lost the hell out of this game. If you're favored in a game and you lose, then you lost it. So couldn't tackle worth a damn. I mean, probably a couple touchdowns that should have been tackles but credit to the Bucks, man. I mean, they stuck with Baker. He won the quarterback battle in the beginning of the season and stuck with him, and man, dude paid off, man. 337 and 3 touchdowns and just he looked great, man. What can I say? I mean, the dude will get out there and play efficient, and sometimes he'll be a star for you like he was on Monday. So it was great to see, and looking forward to this matchup next week for sure. So
Baker was feeling dangerous.
He was, man. He was.
He got dangerous.
So
it's a cool hat, by the way.
Yeah.
See, you're rocking it.
Appreciate it, man.
I do like that.
Thanks.
That's really
thanks, man. Thank you.
No,
yeah. I mean, like no AJ Brown. The way the offense has already been going, leading into the game. They're in Tampa. They're not in Philly. Defense has been suspect, and I think that I like the scheme they did. Like they attacked. The Bucks attacked, and they didn't really hold it back. They didn't play too conservative. They didn't do anything stupid. But I mean, they didn't. They just didn't kind of go in there and do a 3 and out. Run the ball twice and try to get you a 10-yard play. They, stuff like that. So,
right.
And the Eagles definitely missed some tackles there. But I think again, a lot of that was execution. And hats off to him, man. I'm glad hats off to Baker. I mean, he's had some struggles over the years and stuff like that. So, good for him, man. Good for all of them, especially Mike Evans. So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And Evans and Godwin, Godwin caught the touchdown, but those two really didn't do too much.
Evans made a couple big plays.
No, he didn't.
Evans made a couple big plays, a couple first downs he got.
Yeah.
That were pretty key, but, Cade Otton had a real good game.
The thing is,
3 drops, too.
Baker had some really good stats, right? He could have had even better ones if he had dropped a couple of those balls, I mean? So dropped him in that basket, but or they were just maybe, a couple inches off of Evans' hands or something like that. But, yeah, I mean, again, hats off to him. It's impressive and good for him. I'm happy.
I don't know. I'm here. I listen to some people on TV and radio, and some would say that the Eagles quit. You could just tell the Eagles quit.
Huh.
Yeah. That's a coaching problem right there.
Which I don't get. It's the playoffs. I mean, I get starting 10-1 and then lost 6 or 7. So definitely missed the coordinators.
Yeah.
But do you think there's a change in Philly?
It's tough to tell since nothing's
No.
really come out now. Usually it's pretty dramatic, you know what I mean? Like if they're that upset, then it's like, you know, they usually do something quickly, and I mean, it's been a few days now, and I don't know, maybe I don't know about head coach though. Like I feel like if they were gonna do anything, they probably would have taken care of that by now.
Yeah.
Same thing with
Yeah. I read just a little while ago they're gonna go on a real hardcore coordinator search.
Yeah.
They're gonna really look for some coordinators. That's it was the Eagles GM and Nick Sirianni that were gonna do like a real deep and thorough coordinator search to. So I guess you could say Patricia's gone, and what was the offensive coordinator's name? Brian something. I always forget.
Johnson.
But I guess, yeah, I think Brian Johnson. So I'm betting they're both gone. So, but we'll see.
I mean, you would think they would have done a thorough look at the candidates last year before the season started.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm thinking maybe they don't do anything just yet because Jason Kelce just announced his retirement. So maybe the Eagles didn't want to take away from, giving Kelce his props. Maybe a couple days when it dies down, maybe they'll, right before the playoffs start or the playoff games start on Saturday, they'll do something.
Yeah.
But with that, we shift up to snowy Buffalo, where the Bills and Steelers bought it out. Finally, thanks to all those Buffalo patrons who went and shoveled snow and, cleared out the stadium. That was pretty cool how they cleared that out. I mean, in that time frame. But
that's true. Yeah, it was.
For sure.
I mean, that was the Josh Allen game. And the Steelers are completely inept on the offensive side of the ball. But, guys, thoughts on the game?
I mean, there's not much more than what you just said. I mean, Josh Allen had a game. They're in home, so they always play a lot better there. Steelers hung in there for a second, but they just, like you said, the offense has just struggled all year. I think Rudolph got them going in a certain trend, in a positive trend direction for a little while there. Again, we've said it before the playoffs even started. Like, who wants to face the Bills? And the Steelers got them, and the Bills showed them why no one wants to face them right now. So good for them. And here comes Mahomes and company. Rematch number 3 in the playoffs or something? So,
yeah.
So that should be a good game. And Mahomes being on the road, that'll be interesting too. So
first career playoff game. That's right, on the road.
So let's see. I mean, he's been on the road in the Super Bowl, so I'll see why he can't go to Buffalo and win. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad Tomlin's coming back. I don't think he should have gotten fired or traded or all this other nonsense that was going on. They just need to find a quarterback, and it's the obvious. Captain Obvious has come down and said that to all of us. So
yeah. I was somewhat bored with this game. I mean, it was okay. I wasn't that intrigued by it. I thought it was okay. Josh Allen goes and does his thing. He's awesome. He's great. Romo's on his nuts. I get it. He's gonna spew a gasket this next week when it's Mahomes and Allen. I'm sure he's gonna be like, oh. He's gonna probably just, who knows what's gonna happen in that booth with Jim Nance. But oh.
Oh,
but
man.
I mean, credit to the Bills. They went out and did what they're supposed to do.
There's a perv at the mall.
Right. But yeah, they did what they're supposed to do. They played well enough. They got a lot of injuries on defense. I think they lost a couple more guys too and that's going to play a big role.
No TJ had
week,
everything a lot to do with it too, but
yeah, for sure.
That's gonna impact any game they're in, no matter what. So.
Yeah, and Tomlin, I like, man. He's Tony Dungy tree. I get it. Great coach. He's a part of that.
Old school.
that Dungy, coaching legacy. I get it, but I just feel like, man, how many years of mediocrity are they going to deal with? Like, I mean, next year, even if they get a quarterback, do you see the Steelers really being something? I don't know.
Well,
I don't know that they're better than the Ravens. I don't know if they're better than the Chiefs. I don't know if they're better than the Bills. I don't think they're better than the Bengals, which should be better with Burrow back. And I'm just like, what's it going to be? It's another year of mediocrity. We're going to go 10-8 or 10-7, and we're going to make the playoffs, blah, blah, blah. We're going to lose in the first round. Okay, it's over. Okay. He'll come back. He won't, I mean, that's the Tomlin story now, one Super Bowl, and it's like,
Well, how's that any different than what's going on in Dallas?
That's what I'm saying.
So
same thing with them. I think McCarthy should have been gone.
I just don't. If Tomlin leaves, like, who's better to come in there and do it?
Someone to light a spark in their ass? I don't know. I don't know.
Same
offensive coach, I think.
Yeah,
offensive minded coach. Yeah, that's fair on that.
So Tomlin, check this out.
I still like Tomlin a lot, though. I really do.
I do too. I love the guy, man. He's awesome.
They do need, but you're right about the offensive side of it. I think that hopefully that's something they fix for his final year there, which maybe so.
Well, Mike Tomlin and Sean McDermott actually went to William and Mary.
Yeah,
as
I mentioned that, I remember.
So, McDermott got the win. So check this out, right? The Steelers' last 4 offensive games, or 4 playoff games, points allowed before first offensive points. Okay, so this is how many points they give up before they score themselves. 21 against Buffalo. Last time 35 to the Chiefs, 28 and 21. So they're down 3 to 5 scores before they even get points on the board. And they're not even built to get leads like that, even if their defense is clicking. So, they've got good weapons, 2 good backs, good tight end, a couple good wide receivers. If you can throw them the ball enough and keep them quiet. Not complaining about the refs, but, I like Tomlin too, but you got to get a good offensive coordinator who can open it up, because they just, I don't know, they just want to be defense, and this is an offensive league. 11 of the 14 playoff teams are offensive coaches, but you have other, Tomlin, McDermott, and
Todd Bowles.
And Bowles, yeah.
Todd Bowles. Yeah.
Bowles. All right. Well, we won't spend much time. Let's go to the Texans and Browns. That severe butt whooping, craziness.
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud. Wow, this kid is good and quick. Guys, Texans win. Cleveland, the Joe Flacco magic ran out.
Which stinks. It's really kind of, I'm pulling for someone like that, steps in there in midseason, and I'm sure the Browns were pretty bummed. I mean, you have to think they had the better defense, and that's definitely a game they I wouldn't say should have won, but they have to be thinking they can go in there and do so. And just hats off to the Texans, man. Hats off to all of them. Like, I'm happy for them. I'm happy at least one of the teams in Texas won. So, and at least it was them. But it's impressive. I mean, if you watch the game, if you watched any of this season, you see your eyes tell you it all. You don't really have to really talk about it. So, I think they can give Baltimore a run for their money, though. Unfortunately, Baltimore usually has their number in the playoffs. But Baltimore better not sleep. See what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Give me your Jordan Love, and I'll raise you a CJ Stroud. So as far as best young quarterbacks in the league, man.
No
So,
doubt.
man, Stroud as a freaking rookie, first-year guy, just looks awesome, man. I mean, he looked great, and the Browns' defense is no joke, They were good all year round, full season.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I was getting
But,
some water, man. Stretching my arm a little bit. I'm a little sore. So
Gotcha. But yeah, I mean, Texans played their ass off, man. Everything clicked, and they were just, they rode it all the way.
It was just like the Packers game against the Cowboys. They were wide open.
Very weird,
It was.
It's been one of the strangest years in the playoffs that I can remember, as far as that,
Well, Cleveland,
as far as teams playing defense.
Well, Cleveland at home this year, 13.9 points allowed. First in the NFL. On the road, Cleveland gave up 29 points per game last in the NFL, tied with Denver.
Yep.
So that's
crazy.
You want to talk Jekyll and Hyde, like, wow. Even if you're just middle of the pack on the road, you're going to do a lot better. And I think it was just...
And Denver's average was skewed by that Dolphin game.
True. Very true.
When they went to Miami and got their ass kicked. So,
yes.
It's crazy.
Anyways, but I don't know if you guys saw this, but Stroud and Love, speaking of the young studs in the league, basically identical stats. 16 of 21, both had 3 touchdowns. Stroud 274 yards, Love 272, and they both had a 157.2 rating. So a near perfect QB rating for their first career playoff starts.
And one's a rookie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
pretty nuts, man.
Hats off to them. That's awesome. There are some that are older quarterbacks going to be going away, and we have some lined up to where the league's going to be in good hands with quarterback play. And this draft class coming up, there's going to be a lot of young, good quarterbacks, because you need them. Draft 2 because you should. All right.
Yeah.
Quickly, Dolphins, Chiefs. Dolphins, just fish aren't made to play on ice. And it just shows that 2 is not the answer. I mean, he's good, but numbers in December and January, not the same as the first part of the season.
Quickly on that, too, I read a rumor about that they were interested in trading with the Bears for the number 1 pick. So
the Dolphins.
I don't know. The Dolphins, yep.
Oh.
So, don't know. Don't know what they could offer, but we'll see. So,
Tyreek.
Maybe.
I mean, do you lose your best weapon? I don't know.
Yeah, take that away. I mean, they don't have a tight end this year.
That's tough, man.
Carolina.
Maybe lose.
Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
Let's trade our best offensive player for when we get our rookie quarterback.
All right.
So I don't know. I mean, if you get rid of Tua, who you bringing in there? What what's an upgrade? Who's proven outside of someone that's like? There's no one that's anyone that's proven to go in there and be able to do that stuff. They're gonna be with a team. So if you get rid of Tua,
Kirk Cousins,
as a maybe okay, I'll give you that. But that's probably the only one. Everyone's been talking about trade for Justin Fields. Well, he doesn't get it done either. So I just don't see that being.
If they want a QB, move up and take Penix, bigger version of Tua, and can actually throw outside the numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't mean that he's going to come into the NFL and do what I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that's.
No one knows.
I just don't think that's an answer. I think that's a bigger risk than keeping Tua. I mean, if you can get a quarterback like that and let him sit for a couple years, cool. But if you get rid of Tua and bring in a Penix, and there's a good chance it's going to be the same result. So
maybe that's a good spot for J.J. McCarthy to go, because we were talking about
could be
J.J. should have stayed in school another year, been a top 3 pick, but I think he'll fall a little bit in the first round. But we'll get to the draft at another time.
I think people are putting putting their eggs way too much into these quarterbacks when they're just the numbers usually say that most of them don't usually work out. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what other option they have, but at just at the same time, like I wouldn't get rid of something that's already there making things work when it's only he actually played healthy this year. So I don't know. I just wouldn't give up on it yet.
Plus, had they not kind of stumbled down the stretch, they would have been the 2 seed, and that game would have been at home, which would have been totally different and might have made a different outcome. I don't know, or at least it would have been more competitive of a game. And they made Kansas City's offense look good. We haven't seen that all year. So, they scored a whopping 26 points.
Yeah. Tua's just a left-handed Dak Prescott. Pretty much.
I don't think.
That's what I compare him to.
Well, how many seasons the guy been in?
They're similar.
The guys played 3 seasons, two and a quarter of them, and one of them was he got knocked out. Like Dak's been around for 9 years or something, man. So that's tough, man, to say that. But
yeah, and Tua stayed healthy the whole year. He didn't miss any games. So
True.
He's good. He's good, but
I just wouldn't give up on him yet. I wouldn't. But,
tough.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's go to this weekend's games. On Saturday at 4:30, the Houston Texans traveling to Baltimore to take on the 1-seed Ravens, fresh off their bye, and the Ravens open up as a 9-point favorite at home.
9 points?
Yeah, way high.
I'd be on. Yeah. I'd take the Texans.
Give me the under.
I'd take the Texans and the points all day on that. Like, there's no doubt in that. I'm not saying the Texans are going to win the game, but that's a high line. That's a really high line. So, the Ravens are good. They got Mark Andrews coming back, so they got a lot healthier. And like I said, they usually have the Texans number in the playoffs, but they better not take a nap. A team believes in itself right now, so they can get it done.
What's your score, T?
Oh, I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna take the Texans. I'm gonna say 28-24.
Oh, wow.
28-24. The year's been weird, and
true.
Why not? Why not? I certainly don't think the Ravens are an elite team. They have their moments, and they've gotten away with a couple wins, and that's not elite football. So I think they are beatable. I think anybody in the playoffs, and like I said this before the playoffs started, I think anybody's going to go into it, they're all beatable. There's no one team where it's like, good luck with that,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, give me the Texans. Why not?
Yeah, I think it's a 1 year. I think it's a 1 year where you could say like any team could win this weekend, especially like any team could. You could go 0-6 in your picks or 6-0. You could. So,
the Cowboys could win this week. Oh wait, no.
Oh.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Are you sure?
How about that? No, I agree with everything that T said. The Texans are coming in hot. I think they're playing great. I think right now in this game, I think it's going to come down to the head coach, and I like Harbaugh. I just think he's had a couple weeks to prepare, and Lamar, who's probably going to win the MVP. I just like the Ravens in this one, man, but it's going to be a lot closer than people think. It's definitely not going to be that Vegas line. There's no way, but I like the Ravens 30-26 over the Texans.
I'd be surprised if they if they blew them out. I really would. I guess like if there's a certain things, if they go off to a fast start, okay, but like I just don't see them winning by 10.
Yeah, credit to DeMeco too. DeMeco Ryans, hell of a job.
Hell yeah,
he's turned that team completely around, and they're gonna be a force to be reckoned with for a while. So
they got
good job by
$75 million in cap space next year. and they've already got a pretty good team. They're no first-round pick, but they nailed it with C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson Jr. Yeah, so it's like,
for sure.
They nailed it. Oh, yeah, they're a fun team to watch. And rest versus rust. You get Andrews back. Ravens seem to always be the most injured team in the league, where they lead the league in guys on injured reserve. But I don't know. I think they're a physical team, so I think the rest kind of helps them. But I think they'll kind of slow down Houston. I think it's a close game, but I like the Ravens 27-20. Next, we got those upstart Packers. The lowest seed remaining in the playoffs, the 7th seed. Get your celebration for beating the Cowboys. You get to go play the Niners. And the Niners open up as 9.5-point favorites.
Yeah. Man, again, I'm taking the Packers in this. The Niners should win this game, much like Dallas should have won last week. But Packers are rocking and rolling, and they are very familiar with going out to the Bay and playing in that stadium. Not necessarily those players, but the coaches and stuff like that are familiar with what's going on. So I think that does make a difference, and I'm going to take them. I'm going to take them again. I think it's going to be a 30-28 game. They're going to sneak one out. Something just tells me that. The Niners are the better squad, and they should win the game. But I like what I see in Packerland right now, and I'm going to keep rolling with that for my picks.
Nice,
good bold pick there, man. Yeah, again, it's tough for me. The points are way too high. It's going to be a lot closer than what the points are. I know LaFleur is part of the Shanahan tree. Am I right in that? Mm-hmm. So obviously he knows the scheme. He knows everything for it, but no one runs it as good as Kyle Shanahan.
There's no doubt in that. No doubt in that.
He made a star out of the 7th round final pick. So, I mean, the guy was up for MVP this year, Brock Purdy. So, I get it. The rest versus rust argument too. It's going to be tough, but man, I just think Niners at home in that environment. Give me the Niners. I'm going to go 27-20 over the Packers.
Yeah, I like the Niners in this 31-23. Can Green Bay stop Christian McCaffrey? That's a guy that needed some rest,
Sure.
Williams, the left tackle, he needed some rest. Give Bosa all the defense. Again, it's how is Purdy going to come out? I mean, if the Packers win the toss and they take receive the ball first like they did against the Cowboys and go down and score a touchdown on that first drive, take like half the quarter, then maybe team might be onto something, So, but I think they're just a better team, but the Packers are going to be in the mix again next year. This is the 8:15 game on Saturday, by the way. So, Ryan, are you ready, my man? You got to take your boys on the road to Motown in the red. And the first winning playoff, how long has it been since the Lions won a playoff game?
30 years.
Yeah. 30, it was 91. So 33 years?
I think. Is that right? I thought I heard 36.
It was,
but
it was 91. 91 when your Redskins went on to beat them in the NFC Championship.
Yep.
The Cowboys upset the Lions upset the Cowboys, led by Eric Kramer,
number 12,
and beat the Cowboys, who were star-studded, obviously, and then they went on to lose to your Mark Rippon-led Redskins.
If I'm not mistaken, got hurt, and Doug Williams won that Super Bowl. So.
No.
91 against the
right.
Bills. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
That's when Timmy Smith went off.
Yep, it was.
Who?
Great year for you.
The running back.
Yeah.
Didn't he have over Timmy Smith, isn't it?
Timmy.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, so current times, 2024 now, let's go. Bucks, Lions.
Huh.
Great game. Looking forward to it. Can't wait. I know a lot of people are probably not going to give the Bucks a shot. What's the line on it? Was it 4.5?
6.5.
6.5. Wow. Okay. So I think it opened at 4.5, but damn. I think it's going to be a real close back and forth game. I get it. The Lions have the momentum. They have the crowd behind them. They have the city of Detroit behind them. But give me them Baker-led Bucks. Baker's going to bake. He's going to feel dangerous. Bucks are going to win 24-21 in Detroit.
It's a tough call. I think the Lions are going to win, but apparently the Bucks have the Lions number from what I'm understanding on some stats I saw earlier. I don't remember them, but just was hearing and watching it. But I think the Lions win. I hate to say it because I'm pulling for you, Ryan. I mean, if the Bucks win, great. You know what I mean? It's one of those games like coin flip. Whoever wins, I'm down. But I think the Lions sneak one out 27-26. And it might be one of those last-second drives to a field goal. So, and I hope the Bucks keep up the momentum. I really, really do. I wish this was a Super Bowl matchup versus like just a divisional round. So,
yeah.
But I am pulling for those Bucks, though. I want to see the Lions continue to try to make their, it's just nice to see. It's good for football, and it's good for the fans, the people especially who don't maybe not have a horse in the race. So.
Yep. Well, the state of Michigan has been good for football, so
definitely to you guys.
Yes. But the Lions just a little better on the talent side. Just the home thing. If this was in Tampa, I would go with the Bucks.
Yep, 100%. 100%.
But since it's at home and they're riding the momentum, I like the Lions 31-28. I'm sorry. There you go. There you go. Ryan has learned how to use the soundboard, so
that's awesome.
Right?
That's hey guys. That was Ryan. That was your first button that you pushed. Was that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, that's so not that guy.
The worst recording ever.
That's terrible.
It's like a horrible recording of it.
That's when Ryan was an intern trying to get his recording degree.
Yeah. That's Ryan doing that?
No.
Yeah, dude, he didn't see.
No, Ryan was next to him, like trying to interview him, and he was just, there you go.
Yeah.
How exactly would I see it? No, I'm listening to it through my eardrums or getting blown out from that thing.
I'm gonna try to find a lower volumed one.
That thing's aggressive, that is for sure.
There you go.
So that one's not too bad.
All right, guys. That, by the way, is the Sunday 3:00 game. And then the finale, which you knew this game was going to be last. The Chiefs traveling to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Guys, Mahomes and company got to go on the road for the first time in their playoff career, minus the Super Bowl in a neutral field. But the Bills open up as only a 2.5-point favorite on the road or at home.
Yeah.
It's once again tough call. The Chiefs have under executed all season, so not a lot of people are going to give them a chance in this game. I wouldn't want to play the Bills right now either, and you're in Buffalo. And I think Mahomes and company get it done once again. I think it's 24-21. And I think just I think Buffalo's magic runs out. KC's got a pretty good defense. I think Buffalo has everything it takes to go in there and win this game, or to win this game, I should say. And somehow the Chiefs just have their number, and I think it might continue. So I'll take the Chiefs and my homies.
Yeah, I'm with T, man. I like the Chiefs. I think the Bills' defensive injuries are just too much to overcome right now, man. I know it sucks everybody that's I'm sure a lot of people want Josh Allen to win. They want some new blood in there, and they sure don't want the Swifties, advancing. So, but man, I think it's too much for them to overcome, and it's going to be super close. And I debated on whether it'd be a low scoring game, but I don't think so. I see like a high scoring back and forth game. I know the weather's going to be cold as hell, but for some reason I just see something like 35-31 Chiefs over the Bills.
Is it going to be another one of those? Is it going to be like a KC game this past weekend, where it was like negative 27 or whatever with the wind chill?
It's going to be 3 degrees. I think
wow.
They said.
Okay.
3.
Okay.
So it's going to be cold, but not in the negatives.
So both those teams know how to play in the cold. So I mean, you could be onto something there too, man.
Yeah,
no doubt.
So.
Yep. Well, you know what? I'm going with I want new blood, and it will be the Bills that win this game, and it will be Josh Allen who does enough. I can't wait for this game. 2 of the best quarterbacks in the league. Yes, Allen has his turnover problems, but in the playoffs, only 4 career interceptions in his playoff career. So, and we saw what he could do against Pittsburgh with the run game, 277 in total yards. They just controlled the game. But I don't know. I like them, the Bills 28-24, but I just don't. I don't know. I think Kelsey could have a big game. I think that's the key. Kelsey has got to play big game. Rice had a great game last week, but Kelsey has got to get back to Travis Kelsey. But we'll see. I mean, I love this weekend of football. I think it's one of the best of the year.
Me too.
Me too. Last weekend was I didn't know I had to work through all of it, but like just be able to peek at and stuff. It was like, this is awesome.
It was great.
Awesome stuff. So
it was great.
Definitely look forward to it.
With that, guys, we'll touch more on the coaching carousel on the next podcast. I think I start to see Marie's eyes in the background staring Ryan down. Okay. He just had to check.
I'm okay.
Yeah, okay.
I'm okay.
Dad's okay, everybody. Just so you know. Well, with that, Ryan, why don't you and your new friend, Rocky Road, tell these people where they can find us.
You can find us on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon. Where else? I'm leaving one out. iHeart.
Yes, you always leave.
Look for us. Real Tree Shakers Show. Look for us. Find us. Like us. Comment. Suggest something. Subscribe. Anything you can click on.
Just listen, damn it.
Please.
Just listen, damn it. And before we get out, guys, I just got to ask you one more time.
How about them Cowboys?
And remember, folks, when your smoke detector's going off and you're standing on your bed, make sure you don't trip and fall, because you will get hurt.
Yes. Yes. True.
Thank you for that PSAT. PSAT? Isn't that a high school thing? Anyways, we'll be back. Enjoy the games. This has been the Real Tree Shaker Show.
Peace and love.
Peace.